Hey everyone, welcome. Okay, so today we are diving into a really profound message to uncover what the ultimate goal of our spiritual journey actually is. And to really respect your time, we've distilled this whole thing down into a super impactful 5-minute explainer. Sound good? Awesome. Let's jump right in.
Okay, let's dive into this. What immediately comes to mind when you think of success in your faith? Like, really think about it. Is it having thriving children? Is it wealth? Or, maybe perfect health or honor? Well, today's source material actually puts a massive, glaring question mark on all of those assumptions. So the source clearly contrasts our typical worldly metrics of success with true spiritual success. And hey, while material blessings or honor can absolutely happen, they just aren't the ultimate destination. The real, definitive proof of success, it's internal transformation. It's about bearing genuine spiritual fruit and honestly, visibly resembling Jesus more and more every single day. Part 1, the starting point, redefining true humility. Because to achieve this kind of life-altering transformation, we really need a complete paradigm shift regarding a deeply misunderstood concept.
Take the ancient Hebrew word ana, for example. Now, we usually think of humility as just, being polite or lowering our physical posture, right? But the biblical root means something entirely different. It's actually a passive state. It's this deep realization of our absolute helplessness and our total inability to save ourselves. And frankly, this realization is often brought about through severe trials and hardships.
Part 2, the Roman centurion, a case study in humility. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how true humility manifests in real, everyday life.
So, the source breaks down the centurion's true humility into 3 very clear pillars: lowering yourself completely, exalting the word of Jesus, and serving and caring for your neighbors. Let's look at exactly how this played out for him.
Now, at the time, the Jewish elders were actively praising this centurion, basically telling Jesus he was entirely worthy of a miracle. Yet, standing before Jesus, the centurion himself confessed his complete moral and ethical unworthiness. You see, despite the really high praise of everyone around him, realizing your own absolute unworthiness before God is that vital first pillar, lowering yourself completely.
So the crucial point is that humility doesn't just stop at merely lowering yourself. False humility drags others down to your level, right? But true humility lowers yourself while infinitely exalting Jesus. The centurion fully trusted the absolute commanding authority of Jesus' word alone for the healing, even without any physical proof or, physical proximity.
And here's the beautiful thing. Vertical humility toward God inevitably translates into horizontal love for our neighbors. Think about it. The centurion actually built a synagogue for the oppressed Jews. He deeply respected Jesus' purity laws, and he poured this unconditional agape love onto his sick slave, a person who, back then, was considered entirely dispensable. Because he received mercy, he naturally extended mercy.
Part 3, the ultimate example of humility. You see, these 3 pillars demonstrated by the centurion were actually just a shadow of the perfect example that we are all called to follow.
The highest of all lowered himself to the form of a mere servant. He served the weak, and he became obedient to the absolute point of death, even death on a cross. Jesus Christ is literally the ultimate embodiment of this. The centurion's humility perfectly mirrored the lowering and the intense neighborly love of Christ himself.
Well, in just 5 short minutes, we've unpacked the true measure of spiritual success and seen exactly how genuine humility leads to a life that actually reflects Jesus. So I want to leave you with one piercing question to really reflect on today. Compared to before you believed, how much does your inner self and your daily life resemble Jesus right now? Think about that. Thank you so much for joining us.